What is up, my dudes? We're in game number 2 of the grand finals of the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going, and Amazon Prime Courier, they're ahead one game. It's in a pretty convincing game, I would say. They had a pretty strong draft. First pick Warlock in with a follow-up of a ton of AoE damage, Sand King, Veno, and Leshrac. So a ton of damage coming out of these fatal bonds, and they completely ran over FishingBoatV2. FishingBoatV2, they did pretty well until this one fateful Roche fight, and then a big epicenter from the Sand King just blew everyone up. So Prime Courier, they're gonna get Mars this time. FishingBoatV2 also banning the Warlock, which got through last game, but this game they're like, no Warlock. Prime Courier, it looks like it's going to be the same as last time. So Prime Courier got first pick on the Radiant side, and FishingBoatV2 got second pick on the Dire side. So FishingBoatV2, they're going to open with Jug, a hero that does pretty well against Mars. You can always Blade Fury out of the arena, so it's not too bad to pick him up this early. And with the Grimstroke, this is a super strong lane. If Grimstroke decides to go for a max Inkswell build, you just run at them with the Blade Fury, and then they eventually get stunned and then die. So I like this duo already. Grimstroke, I feel like, was a little bit underwhelming last game. There weren't too many combos to pair with it, but they also had a pretty rough laning phase early on. So hopefully they can do a little bit better this time. Jug is much more of an independent laner than the PL. Prime Courier, they're going to take Lion away from the Grimstroke combo, but also like a pretty strong hero overall, just providing that nice amount of lockdown for his team, and taking the pressure off Mars to initiate a little bit. Although Lion, I feel like most of the time I've seen Lion recently has been 5 position, so less emphasis on picking up an early Blink dagger. So this is going to be interesting. I'm not really sure where Lion is going this game. But the same with Grimstroke, right? I feel like a lot of this, we used to see him as position 4 all the time, but then he just became a position 5 hero. Just his other spells got nerfed pretty hard. His only good spell right now is Inkswell, to be honest. The other two are not that great. And the ulti, it's nice, but sometimes it feels like, I don't know why, it feels much harder to get the ulti off than you expect. Prime Courier gonna ban Sand King, because I mean, Sand King is a really good hero. There's not too much to say about it, but also like it's nice initiation. The double Burrow Strike is pretty good as well, and they banned the Doom. So Lich is still on the table for FishingBoatV2. They could go for a Lich right now. I think it'd be pretty nice against Mars, because you get the physical damage reduction against the God's Rebuke, and Mars, he's very burst heavy, so if you can make it through the burst, Mars doesn't really do a whole lot. So the Ice Shield, the Frost Shield, should help a lot against that, but obviously you have to like preemptively cast it, because otherwise there's not really any way to dodge it. So the Bat Raider is going to get banned out again from FishingBoatV2, even though they already have an offlaner. Maybe Prime Courier plays like a mean mid Bat Raider or a support Bat Raider. I wouldn't put it past Cakes to play mid Bat Raider. I mean, he literally plays anything. He played mid Iron, he got a Rampage, so anything's possible at this point. And Dry Ranger also banned out here. I think it locks a lot of the mid heroes out, that the more unconventional mids out of the pool for Cakes. Against Microsoft, we saw him play a mid Winter Wyvern with Dry Ranger, completely destroy everyone, because Winter Wyvern has a way more range than the Sniper with Arctic Burn. And with the Drow attack speed, the plus 60 damage talent at level 10 does quite a bit of work. So FishingBoatV2, they still need an initiator. They banned the Sand King. I wouldn't mind them picking Lich right now, to be honest, because Lich Grimstroke, a pretty good duo. Gives them a lot more team fight as well. The double Chain Frost is pretty hard to fight into. Who did they let through this time that didn't last time? I can't try and bring up the draft from last game. And they're gonna go with Phoenix, so ooh, Bit of a flex pick coming out here. Not sure if it's going to be off lane or 5 position. I mean, Phoenix isn't a strong lane support, so it's going to need a lot of help if it's sorry, if it's a core. He's going to need a lot of help. And if it's a support, he's going to need a really strong core. Basically, the hero who lanes with Phoenix has to be a pretty strong laning hero. Because Phoenix is pretty underwhelming. After you run out of Fire Spirits, it feels really difficult to stay in the lane. But I like it. Mars doesn't really have a whole lot of attack speed, or doesn't want to build a lot of attack speed, so it's going to be difficult to take out the egg. And the Lion also can't really deal with the egg either. So Prime Courier, there's still a few options on the table. They go for Lifesteal if they want to. They're going to pick Bane and a Centaur, so this is going to be support Phoenix. Could also be a 4 position Grimstreak, but I think I'd like to see the farm on the Phoenix rather than the Grimstrike, or at least try and get Phoenix early level 2 Supernova so it stays alive a little bit longer. And so yeah, Prime Courier, they're gonna go with Lifesteal. That seems pretty reasonable when you're up against the Phoenix. And they also have the Bane, so already have one of the Lifesteal encounters picked, so don't need to worry too much about it. But I will say that the supports from FishingBoatV2 definitely have a lot more impact in team fights, so that's maybe what FishingBoatV2 are going to focus on. The Stampede should also make it really difficult for this Lifestealer to get any pickoffs in the early game. They're going to have to rely on these like Infest Bombs, probably with the Lion, so Lion's going to be the position for this game. Unlikely we'll see position for Bane, he just doesn't really need the items. And so Storm's going to be the last one to be banned out for FishingBoatV2, and it makes a lot of sense. They have no way to deal with Storm right now, so I think this is a pretty sensible ban. But I think Cakes plays Ember Spirit, and that's still on the table. Could be a nice Ember Spirit game for him, but they need more heroes who can take out the egg right now, because it's just the Lifestealer. So maybe Lena is on the table. They ban out the Sniper, so maybe they are feeling Lena here. I could see it. They want a race hero with a lot of attack speed, so Lena and Mirana are the 2 main options that are usually picked. Drow's banned out. They're gonna go with Queen of Pain. She has pretty decent attack speed, so I don't hate it too much. Pure damage is gonna be nice to try and finish off the Jug as well, but I don't really know who beats Queen of Pain in lane, but I feel like she's not as dominant of a mid laner as we used to see.
5 seconds. Hurry.
I wouldn't mind seeing like TA come out. They need more physical damage for sure. It's just the Jug right now. Sentinel does an okay amount of physical damage. Also, it may be nice to have a hero who actually synergizes with the Grimstrike. They didn't really have one last game either, so I feel like Lena could be quite nice for them, but she's a little bit squishy. These Blink Infest Bombs with the Queen of Pain are going to be pretty scary in the mid game as well. But it also depends on what build Lifestealer goes for. We'll probably see Midas Radiance again, which is pretty stock standard. Although, like I mentioned in the last game, it seems to be on its way out in favor for more armlet focused builds. But we'll see. They don't really have a whole lot of armor on the side of FishingBoatV2 right now. The Jug has a decent amount, though the other heroes don't really have a whole lot of armor. So I could definitely see like an armlet Deso build from Lifestealer do a lot of work. Oh, what if they pick Meepo? This would be a great Meepo game. But I don't know if Gundam plays Meepo. You're gonna go with Wind Ranger. Alright, so lots of physical damage. Someone who's a little bit elusive. I like Wind Ranger right now. I think she's also in a really good place. The new Ags is pretty fantastic. And the fact that like the cooldown reduction that you used to get from Ags is built into the skill now. Instead of needing the Ags to get the cooldown reduction has been... like, the damage scaling is not the issue with what Wind Ranger's ultimate used to be like. It's the cooldown was the main issue. It used to be 70 seconds at all levels, and then like it didn't scale as the game went on. But now it scales the same as what it did before with the Ags, and she gets 2 charges of the Wind Run, and can win run at past max move speed. So that's pretty nice for her. Lifestealer is going to have to build an MKB at some point, but I don't know when that's going to be. It's pretty difficult to figure that out. But let's hop into the game. And I don't think there's been any change of players, but I can introduce the players again anyway. We've got Kid Wonderful on the Mars, Lieutenant Dan on the Lifestealer, Dextro on the Lion, Cakes on the Queen of Pain, and Jerky on the Bane. That'll round out the side of Amazon Prime Courier. The side of Amazon FishingBoatV2, we've got Yuki on the Grimstrike, BB on the Juggernaut, Gundam on the Wind Ranger, sometimes when we touch on the Phoenix, and Matumba Man on the Centaur Warrunner. And this is not the real Matumba Man, but who could only believe? Matumba Man doesn't strike me as an offlane player, so... So pretty normal lanes coming out so far. Looks like it's going to be position 4 Phoenix. Picked up an early Windlace, so... She's a little bit faster than... Actually, she's still slower than the Bane somehow. Bane's a really fast hero, it turns out. And so this mid lane seems like it's going to be a little bit Quap favored. Because there's not much you can do to deal with a Shadow Strike as Wind Ranger. You can't disjoint it. The Wind Run doesn't really help against Shadow Strike. So Queen of Pain is going to do her usual lane bullying shenanigans. I think this is... gonna be a kind of rough start for the Wind Ranger. Nice Spear of Mars pins the Jug to the wall, but alright, well, Kid Wonderful, he gets the rune anyway, but he threw the spear out a little bit too early and may have lost it potentially. But Lion, nice 2-man Burrow Strike, Impale, but ends up getting spun on, and Dextro looks like he's gonna go down here. Nice body box from Kid Wonderful, but Yuki grabs the last hit with the final right click. So it's gonna be at least 3 for 1, but First Blood going the way of FishingBoatV2. So not really sure if that ended up being worth it for them. The Grimstroke got it, so it's most likely just going to be a quick boots on him rather than more farm on the carry. So not the end of the world. Mid lane. Wow, Cake's actually taking a lot of pressure early on without the any points in the power shot yet either. So just going to run at Cakes here and throw the power shot out. Cakes in a little bit of trouble, but Gundam's also in feeling the pain as well. Just these two heroes getting really low, but I mean, Gundam's forced to walk back the long way. Needs to pop his salve as well, but luckily there's a huge creep wave coming in, and we'll see if Gundam wants to fort this. This could get really scary for the Quap if the creeps get fortified. And Dextro, it looks like he's going to go down again. The tower's going to start attacking Gundam here, but Gundam might get a solo kill. One more hit, and the power shot finishes him off. A solo kill for Gundam. And meanwhile, the Lion gets taken out at top again. Another Ink Swell, easy kill. So a great start for Gundam so far, but now he's pretty low on everything. Mana and HP, and Cakes has come back in with a full stick of butter. That's not really the right term. So Lifestealer, we'll see if he decides to go for Midas first. I'm not really sure. I mean, he can ignore the Fire Spirits with the Rage, so that's nice. He can definitely pressure this Centaur a little bit. So we'll see if he wants to go for just Phase Boots first, or just go straight for the Midas. And Cakes pressuring Gundam. Gundam now going to be in a bit of trouble, but Cakes needs to be careful not to take creep aggro, but he takes out the Courier. Oh no, and looks like Wind Ranger's also going to go down here. Has to pop the Fairy Fire, and probably should eat the Tango, but it's going to be okay. A big pickup for Cakes. Blinks forward aggressively with the Shadow Strike, and Gundam might get the kill here. Turn on the Wind Run, and Cakes gets the kill solo, and oh no, Cakes is going to be the last man standing here. What a play. Level 2 Shadow Strike doing a ton of damage. 50 damage per tick. It's pretty strong.
Is that you?
And Gundam just gets a long distance power shot. It kills the Queen of Pain? What? This is some clown world right here. Alright, well, I think things are gonna slow down a little bit. Although, Cakes, he blinks forward aggressively again to get another Shadow Strike onto the Wind Ranger, but I don't know if that was worth it. He's forced to pop a salve. He already bought another salve, so Cake still ahead on net worth a little bit compared to Gundam. Maybe Gundam's actually buying more regen. And so this level 2 Shadow Strike doing a ton of damage. We'll see if he decides to put the 3rd point in Shadow Strike, which if you're really focused on the laning phase, is definitely a like acceptable thing to do. It's not just like oh, you have to level Scream of Pain after level 2 Shadow Strike. But Wind Ranger getting pushed out of the lane a little bit, finds the regen rune at bot as well, so actually gets a double rune. That's very nice for her. That the long range power shot will finish off the creep. Interestingly, not using that mana to harass the Queen of Pain, but maybe doesn't care as much. And nice hoof stomp onto the lifesteal, but he's got rage, so he'll be okay. It's a pretty short duration rage. Top lane, Dexter and Yuki just gonna duke it out here. I think this mid lane is definitely the most exciting one, because these heroes are both very snowbally, so if either of them get wrecked too hard, the power shot completely whiffs, so Cakes uses it as an opportunity to jump in on the Wind Ranger. Very smart plays from Cakes here. And Wind Ranger definitely feeling the pressure. The 5-minute bounty runes are coming up. Kid Wonderful will get taken out by the Jug here, and Dexter also getting chased down. But the Ink Spell is off cooldown, so I mean, Yuki should definitely look for the runes. Mana drain on the Jug, but Dexter looks like he's going to be able to get it. Earth Spike comes out, but it's not short. It's not long enough, so Yuki will be able to pick up one of the runes, and Ink Spell hits the Mars, but not very much. 2 points in the Ink Spell, and this is exactly what I expected out of the Grimstroke. And it looks like Queen of Pain's pushed out the Wind Ranger, yeah, and gone for the 3rd point in the Shadow Strike, and I like this a lot. Just make sure that Wind Ranger has a tough game, because like I mentioned, she is very snowbally, as is the Quap, so we're pretty all in on this laning phase right now. The one downside of this is that Queen of Pain can't farm the waves with the Scream of Pain. So, looks like things have quietened down a little bit, and we'll see if Queen of Pain wants to pick up her ulti. I've been seeing a lot of these like 3-1-2 builds, and it looks like that's the case for Cakes. The ulti, it costs too much mana, so to be like it feels very like mana to damage inefficient. Top lane, Ink Spell comes in, and Kid Wonderful doesn't get stunned. Baby gets pinned to a tree, so he's gonna not be able to chase there. So Lieutenant Dan went for the phase boots instead of the Midas Vest. I do like this a lot, just wanting to pressure the Centaur a little bit more. And Kid Wonderful gets a kill onto the Jug here. Very unexpected. The Blade Fury was down and just blew him up with the many spells that they have.
I don't think so.
The DD runs out and the Wind Ranger wasn't able to get anything out of it, but another big Shadow Strike comes out. It's going to do a lot of damage to Gundam here.
Did that hurt?
So I don't think Cakes is going to pick up his ulti till level 8, but maybe going to pick it up on the next level. That's also pretty reasonable. Dexter gets an Earth Spike on the Jug, but not going to be able to follow up there. The Blade Fury ran out. So Lifesteal going for a Midas next as expected. Not gonna see anything crazy come out of this Lifesteal this game. And Jug might be in a bit of trouble here. He's gets Earth Spiked. Just gonna get his mana drained. But now running in for the Lion, but he's not Ink Spelled, so it's gonna be pretty slow. He's gonna be able to get out of here. This could be pretty risky. A nice Spear of Mars onto the Grimstroke. It's gonna take him out. The Healing Ward comes out. And actually he makes it out fine. So 1-for-1 trade, but sometimes when we touch, TP top So now this Centaur has to play really defensively because he's not going to be able to lane by himself. And Gundam looks like he's going to get taken out by the Shadow Strike here. 3 points in the Scream of Pain as well, so not putting that final point in the Shadow Strike. It's not really worth it. It doesn't really increase the damage by that much. So I can understand 3 points in the Shadow Strike. And picks up an Ice Frog in a regen rune as well, so great timing for him. Even though he blew a lot of his mana for that, and Yuki might be in a bit of trouble here. Scream of Pain is available. Sonic Wave completely misses on the Grimstroke, so not going to be able to get that kill at all. And now Cake's in a little bit of trouble. Should be able to get her. He blink again in 3 seconds, and no opportunity for a shackle shot. But a big power shot hits Cakes, and Cakes is 1 tick away from dying for the Fire Spirits. Oh, they're so close to getting that kill. So sometimes when we touch, he's almost level 6. Should get level 6 once the term is available. Lifestealer dodges the stomp with the rage, but Phoenix is here now with the Fire Spirit. Should be a lot harder to kill the Centaur now. And Kid Wonderful on a killing spree kills Baby. Nice refilling the bottle from Cakes there. And blinks in aggressively. There's no Sonic Wave this time, but the Focus Fire comes out onto Cakes. And looks like Wind Ranger will get Nightmared here. Dexter is coming in for an assist, but looks like not gonna happen. And oh no, this Enfeeble with the Shadow Strike, it lasts so long. But I'm pretty sure that's not really how damage over time spells work. It depends on the wording and the implementation. I'll explain in a bit, but the 10-minute boundaries are coming up, Baby. He's gonna try and fight the Queen of Pain here. She can always blink out if he decides to Omni Slash. It's very risky. And Cakes picks up the rune in front of Baby here. The Mars ulti comes out, so Baby, he's gonna be able to spin. He needs to spin out of the arena now, otherwise he's screwed. And actually, it looks like he's gonna be okay. The God's Rebuke misses, but Cakes, he blinks forward, gets a nice Scream of Pain onto the Jug, and Jug's gonna go down here. And Phoenix also in a lot of trouble. Another Scream of Pain comes out, but the Fire Spirits plus the Stroke of Fate will finish off the Queen of Pain, so that's a pretty big kill for the Phoenix. But Yuki is also going to get taken down with the Phoenix. Pretty big kill for them. And the Stampede comes out but doesn't save anyone. That seemed very Prime Courier favored. Anyway, as I was saying, with status resistance reduction and damage over time, if the wording says it deals 1000 damage over 5 seconds. Alright, Queen of Pain blinks in. It gets another Shadow Strike onto the Wind Ranger, but she's got Sonic Wave this time. Sonic Wave comes out, and a Hex as well. One more Brain Sap will finish her off. And Jug TP's in now. Omni Slash comes out. Is it gonna bounce? It gets a crit onto the Queen of Pain, but Queen of Pain just blinks out. Dexter is gonna be the sacrifice here, so a bit unlucky there, not being able to get any kills with the Omni Slash itself. But still picks up at least one, so it's hashtag worth. So anyway, as I was saying, the if it says 1000 damage over 5 seconds, and then you have status resistance reduction, it's 1000 damage over, say, 7.5 seconds. So the actual DPS goes down, but I'm not really sure what this one means. This is like, it's a tick every 3 seconds. But they're slow for 15, so there's 5 ticks, but with status resistance reduction, it should, the 15 seconds last longer, but the ticks are still every 3 seconds, and the damage is per tick. So, in theory, the Shadow Strike should deal more damage in total with the Bane status resistance reduction. And conversely, with status resistance, if it says like there's 1000 damage over 5 seconds, and then you have 50% status resistance, it deals 1000 damage over 2.5 seconds, so the effective DPS goes up, even though it does the same amount of damage. Hex onto the Centaur here. He's going to get Earth Spiked as well. The Earth Spike just barely misses the Phoenix, unfortunately. A nice Fiend's Grip onto the Phoenix won't make it so she can get the ulti off, and the Centaur Stampede, it's not going to be able to save him, so Matama Man's going to go down as well. Great pickups from Prime Courier here. Gundam's in range, but seems like she showed up a bit too late there. And Kid Wonderful's going to get another solo kill on the Jug. This game is looking much more grim than the previous game.
You are simply not worthy.
So Cakes, Cakes and Gundam gonna juke it out again. Luckily, Wind Ranger didn't use her focus fire there. It was would have been a bit of a waste. Nice 3-man shrine up as well. Take out the observable while you're there. Jug is having a pretty hard time. He's actually going for a Battle Fury this game. Oh no, I don't think this is the way to go on Jug anymore. I think Maelstrom is just a way better item because you get to like proc the Maelstroms on Omni Slash, and so Omni Slash with the attack speed multiplier is really nice. The damage definitely just like is a lot higher. Oh, a nice shackles onto the creep for the Queen of Pain. They use the focus fire, but won't be able to deal too much damage to the Queen of Pain. Not enough follow-up stuns. Grimstroke was coming in, but wouldn't have been able to get there in time for the waifu duel to connect. And Mars gets another pin onto the Juggernaut. This is his combo on the Jugs. The Jug managing to survive the burst from Mars, but I mean, once Mars' spells are off cooldown again, he can definitely go for this and maybe kill the Jug if he gets the arena off in time as well. So Centaur gonna go for a Crimson Guard before the Blink Dagger. I'm not sure if I agree with this one. His team needs some initiation because right now it's like, oh well, Wind Ranger has to get some nice shackle shots and that's all they have going for them, which is like not unreasonable. Depending how good Gundam is, and I think Gundam's shown he's a pretty good player overall, but I don't know if he's a good Wind Ranger player. Cakes blinks forward, takes the bounty rune, so it's going to be 3 bounty runes going the way of Prime Courier, and Matoma Man in a lot of trouble here. He might have to stampede out of here to stay alive, but Bane can't really Fiend's Grip him. Nice Nightmare onto the Wind Runner, but the Fiend's Grip onto the Centaur will finish him off, and a Shackles onto the Bane will help with this a little bit. Sometimes when we touch, he needs to get the Supernova off, and he does, but there's 4 heroes here, and it's just going to get taken out quickly. Another disaster for FishingBoatV2 and Prime Courier. They're 8k gold ahead now. Cakes gets a solo kill on the Grimstrokes. So 4 heroes down on the side of FishingBoatV2. And I mean, this win rate probability is suddenly approaching 100%. It's currently sitting around 80. Queen of Pain gonna go for an Orchid first, which is, I think it makes sense. Against the Jug, you want to silence him, make sure you can't get the spin off. So, Jug's also going for a Battle Fury, so it's gonna be a very long time before he gets a Manta Style to dispel the silence. Should be a pretty big pickup. Lieutenant Dan gets another kill on the Centaur, and they don't really have a way to deal with this Queen of Pain right now. Not much lockdown on the side of FishingBoatV2. They need to get like Shackles, actually double damage popped by the Queen of Pain, but gonna get taken out by Gundam here. Just focus fires the Queen of Pain and takes him out. Sometimes when we touch, goes down to the Life Stealer as well. So Jug gonna be in a bit of trouble. He needs to spin. He gets to spin off in time. Maybe turn around for an Omni Slash if he can go for it, but doesn't seem like they're interested. Mars tries to go for a speed back, but isn't gonna be able to get it. Wind Ranger gonna go for her own Maelstrom, and finally switching over to the net worth chart. And it's gonna be all 3 heroes on the side of Prime Courier sitting at the top of the net worth charts. They're doing really well this game. I'm gonna take this T2 tower as well. So Lifestealer, well on track to a nice time Radiant, and not gonna nightmare the Centaur. Ends up nightmaring himself. I've done this before. It's a bit questionable. Lifestealer just gonna farm the remainder of the Radiance while the rest of his team makes space, and Kid Wonderful gets the Mars Arena into a Phoenix Death. Easy kill there. And Centaur, he's looking for a fight, but he still doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Has the Stampede, but this is still pretty difficult to get on top. He can always get speed back, and Mars has a Blink now, as well as Dextro, it looks like. So lots of initiation coming out for the side of Prime Courier. They have 3 Blink carriers, including the Queen of Pain, so lots of opportunities for Infest Bombs coming into the mid game now, and this Radiance is almost done. So this is going to get very scary for FishingBoatV2 in just a moment. Also, Orchid done on the Queen of Pain, going for a Dagon next. She doesn't care about conventional items, but Tumberman taking a lot of damage here, loses all of his mana, and Baby uses his Blade Fury. That's a bit weird. Nice shackle onto the Lion, but not gonna latch. Probably could have gotten the kill there if it did, but unfortunately didn't. Throwing out the snake. So Mars gonna go for a halberd, it looks like. It's going to be really nice against the Wind Ranger, but I normally see it's the other way around. Arena of Mars comes out, and Matumba Man in a lot of trouble, going to get instantly blown up here. The Supernova comes out, but wait, where's the Supernova? Oh, it's in mid. But Cakes ends up getting the kill on Gundam anyway, even with a defensive Supernova. Not able to help his teammate out. Maybe should have skilled Sunray instead. And Grimstrake's going to get pinned to the tree as well. Gets the Soulbind off, but he's going to go down here. Big Stroke of Fate onto 3 heroes, but gets Finger of Death. So, Prime Courier, they're on a bit of a rampage here. Gonna completely own FishingBoatV2, it looks like. And this game is just getting grimmer and grimmer. The Radiance has been delivered on Lifestealer, so his damage output is going to shoot up dramatically in these fights. And Kid Wonderful almost done with the halberd. He has the money for it now as well, so these focus fires are going to get really tough to use. And doesn't seem like Wind Ranger's thinking about BKB anytime soon. Has a Yules, but isn't going to be able to get a whole lot out of it. Dextro in a lot of trouble. Stampede comes out to save the Wind Ranger for a little bit, but the Mars Arena comes out. Fiend's Grip onto the Wind Ranger, but it's going to get taken out quickly. A nice 2-man shackles from the Wind Ranger, and FishingBoatV2, they're showing signs of life. They managed to take out 4 heroes from the side of Prime Courier. Queen of Pain wasn't there to assist her team. Maybe a big Sonic Wave could have helped out there, but Sonic Wave was on cooldown, so that was a pretty big gold swing. Almost just over 3k actually, 3.4k. Going the way of FishingBoatV2. They really needed that fight. And Jug, he's still going for a Battle Fury. Oh no, I think this is like definitely the wrong idea. He needs potency. Maybe he just hasn't been like killed by the Queen of Pain yet, because once the Queen of Pain shows up with an Orchid, this Jug is almost certainly gonna die. And Queen of Pain reveals the Orchid now, and looks like Sensor's gonna get blown up here by the Soulband. Jerky finishes him off with the Brain Sap as well, and another big Shadow Strike comes out there, dealing a ton of damage. Max level Shadow Strike. Wind Ranger gonna be forced to TP out, but Dextro gets the Hex off before she TPs out, so Wind Ranger's gonna get blown up here. No Finger of Death, but doesn't matter. A huge pickup for Prime Courier. Cakes, he's queued up Dagon 5 all the way. He's all in for the Dagon this game, just wants to zap people with the big laser. And it looks like Prime Courier, they're gonna go high ground. The Wind Ranger's down. She actually just bought some items that doesn't have buyback. She finished off her Maelstrom. It's going to be very problematic. Crimson Guard comes out onto the tower, so should slow this down a little bit. They don't have as much push as they did last game with the Leshrac, but looks like they got a pretty decent amount of damage. Blink forward from the Centaur. That's his Blink reveal, but it's not going to get a whole lot done. And the Arena comes out, so Centaur, he gets pinned to the wall, but he should be okay. It doesn't seem like they're interested in trying to go for more, but the Impale comes out. With the status resistance reduction, it lasts a really long time. Matumba Man gets Finger of Death to death. And a Fiend's Grip on the Jug as well. Shackle Shot will stun the Bane and the Mars for a little while. Soulbind onto 2 heroes as well, with the double waifus coming out. Sometimes when we touch, he drops the Phoenix Egg, and he's going to blow everyone up. A huge pickup for FishingBoatV2. The Bane's also going to go down. Looks like Kid Wonderful will eventually go down as well. But Big Gods finishes off. Oh, actually, doesn't finish anyone off. But actually, Mars blinks out of there. So FishingBoatV2, they're slowly coming back into this game, but I'm really worried for this Wind Ranger, to be honest. She's just going to get halberded in most fights, and then not going to be able to do a whole lot. Spirit Vessel done on the Phoenix now, so that percentage damage against Lifestealer and the Mars, although Lifestealer has the rage to try and dispel the spirit vessel. So it's not the best item against Lifestealer, but if you can catch him outside of the rage, it's still a pretty big deal. Lifestealer's gonna TP in, and a Blink Hex from Dextro with an Earth Spike, but it should be okay. Shackle Shot doesn't latch onto anything. So Baby has a completed Battle Fury at last, 23 minutes with the Phase Drums Battle Fury. Still don't think this is the right choice at all. The Maelstrom is a lot better. Now needs to get a Manta style, because otherwise he's just gonna get blown up by this Queen of Pain every fight. And it seems like Prime Courier, they want to go for Roche. The last time Roche happened, Prime Courier took a pretty decisive fight and just won the game from there. So it doesn't seem like FishingBoatV2 know this is happening. They finally scan out, but the Roche is almost dead. This could almost be too late. Doesn't seem like Jug is interested in joining the fight either. So they really should not go for this. The Tumberman, he's looking for a blink initiation. The power shot comes through. It's going to scout how low Roche is right now. The Stampede comes out with the blink stop, but the Rage comes out on the Lifestealer first. Bean's Grip onto the Wind Ranger. Going to draw a lot of time to slow her down a little bit. Lieutenant Dan picks up the Aegis. Blink forward from Cakes, and Finger of Death to finish off the Wind Ranger. Another disastrous team fight, and Baby in a bit of trouble here as well. He's got the Blade Fury. He's going to be able to use that to get out of here. Took the didn't take the Blade Fury movement speed talent, but Cakes blinks in again aggressively. It's Orchid onto the Jug, and Jug's gonna die without buyback for 50 seconds. This is a huge opportunity for Prime Courier to take a rack here. Mars is pretty low on mana. The mana boots come out from the Bane, managing to keep the mana boots. Blink forward on Dextro, onto the Hex, onto the Phoenix, and it looks like Phoenix is gonna get blown up as well. 4 heroes down on the side of FishingBoatV2. The Centaur's back up, but they don't want to buy back on these heroes. It's way too early. Jug doesn't have buyback either, so looks like they're going to lose at least 1 Rax here. I don't think they can go for more. Phoenix buys back. Shows up in like 15 seconds, and Blink Hex again onto the Centaur Warden. Gets pinned onto the Rax, and Centaur's down for 40 seconds without buyback. Wind Ranger starts the focus fire, but then just gets disarmed and nightmared. Kid Wonderful ends up going down. They do get the racks on the side of Prime Courier. Gunton in a bit of trouble now. Gets silenced up. No Wind Run to get out of there. And the Soulbind's going to blow her up as well. 2-man Soulbind. But Omnislash comes out. Going to link onto the Bane after killing the Queen of Pain. But I'm not sure if they can get more out of this. The spin comes out. So Dextro went for a Blink Hex, but wasn't able to get it. And Baby will back off with the Blade Fury in time. So that was a series of disaster. Dexter just got multiple Blink Hexes off, and the Queen of Pain followed up with a Blink Orchid, and there was nothing they could do. They have no way to dispel this Orchid right now on any of the heroes. No BKBs, although Wind Ranger is going to go for a BKB now, skipping the Blink Dagger altogether. Jug going for a Manta style to try and get rid of that Soul Burn. That's the word. A Phoenix is going to need something too. Maybe it's about time to be thinking about an Aeon Disc if you're Phoenix. It's very important that you get the Supernova off. So an Aeon Disc is going to be a bit of a lifesaver for him. AC done on the Lifestealer, so if he wasn't hitting hard enough, he's going to be hitting even harder now, and it's going to be even harder to take out with 30 armor, so it's 67% damage reduction on physical attacks. Grimstrike just goes straight for a Hex. Alright, here we go. He's gonna go all in for this double Hex play. I don't blame him for it. He's pretty close as well. It's like 1 or 2 big fights away from getting it. And Queen of Pain blinks forward aggressively. This could be a big opportunity. The Shackle Shot comes out, latches onto the tree, and a Stampede comes out. Looks like Queen of Pain is going to get instantly blown up here. And Jerky as well, in a lot of trouble. So nice kills from FishingBoatV2.
Dire's top tower is destroyed.
So Lifestealer gonna go for the MKB next to deal with this evasion from the Wind Ranger, and maybe even this eventual Butterfly from the Jug, but maybe Jug's just not gonna go for a Butterfly at this point, because A, he's really far behind, but B, there's gonna be an MKB well before he gets the Butterfly. So Lifestealer still has Aegis, but it's 2 down, so maybe they should try and find an opportunity here. Jug is going to walk into a few heroes. The Mars sees him, but he isn't going to be able to get a whole lot. And looks like it's going to be a bit of a stalemate here. Blink forward from the Lion, but no, okay, he's just going to Glimmer Cape out of there. Illusion picked up for the Lifestealer. It's going to be able to push out the wave. A big Omni Slash comes in, but it's not going to kill anyone. There's not enough damage. The Phoenix Eggs comes out, and they're going to have to retreat on the side of Prime Courier. The Quap is up in 4 seconds, so can enjoy the fight. A big focus fire onto Kid Wonderful, and he gets the Shackle onto the Mars as well. So Mars is going to go down 65 seconds on the Silent. He does have buyback. So FishingBoatV2, they're slowly getting back into this game. Pipe next on the Centaur Warrunner. They're going to try and deal with this Magic Burst. Although, the Queen of Pain doesn't really... I guess the Dagon helps as well. Maybe this Dagon 5 not really working out. But we'll see. Maybe he'll regret it at the end of the game. But for now, there's still 13k gold ahead. So, doing really well. Sometimes when we touch, going to try and bully this Lifesteal a bit with a Fire Spirit. So, it completely whiffs. Can always just dive out of there, so there's no Abyssal Blade on the Lifestealer yet, so nothing to be afraid of. Wind Ranger almost done with her BKB, will be a big pickup for her, and Jug is well on his way to a Manta style, just the recipe off more or less. But it's still going to be quite a while before he gets it, and they lost the melee racks in mid, so these creeps, this wave is always pushing in, and these creeps give half gold, so it's not very good at all for the side of FishingBoatV2. Economy-wise, they may start falling slowly further and further behind, but they've been playing really well so far, just trying to find pickups on the enemy team. But right now, the only parts of the map they have watered are like this section, which I think is oh yeah, it's out of range of that sentry. And just this one here as well. 30 minute bounty runes. It's going to be 2 for 2 again. Nothing too crazy going on here. So Centaur bought a pipe, which means he doesn't have buyback for a while. And how are we looking at buybacks? It's nobody has buybacks on the side of FishingBoatV2. And only the Queen of Pain doesn't have buyback. She bought the Dagon 5, so going all in for that. But this could get very scary for the side of FishingBoatV2. If they mess up, they can't buy back. It's like someone wants to take out this Sentry Ward, but I mean, Jug has the Battle Fury. He can maybe take it out, but it's going to be pretty clear, so just going to hold on to it for now. It's like Mars is going to maybe get spotted out. They see the Lifestealer, and it's like they see the other side as well. Observer Ward finally gets taken out. This shrine's going to go down. It's that map control just being taken away a bit. And the Infest into the Mars. There's another smoke comes out. This is probably the last smoke from FishingBoatV2. Gundon, he needs to not get caught first. He has the BKB, but he needs to survive long enough to get it off and stay healthy. So, this is very tense right now. Mars almost with BKB, and nice Blink Hex onto, actually, looks like Mars got Hexed, and Omni Slash comes out, but there's no damage. Dextro will eventually get taken out here, but looks like Grimstroke also went down, so Kid Wonderful gets bound to Lieutenant Dan, and a big Shackle comes out, but doesn't latch onto the Grimstroke either. Lieutenant Dan still wrecking face, but he gets taken out by a power shot, but Tubber Man's gonna get taken out here as well. So Gundon, the last man standing for his team, they do manage to take out the Mars and the Lifestealer, but I don't know if, I mean, I guess they don't really push that fast, but it's just the Wind Ranger up against 3 heroes. It's very easy for her to just get Blink Hexed or just long range Nightmare into like any setup. So Gundon needs to be really careful. The Centaur buys back, so Matumba Man's in the game now, managing to get the Wind Run off before the Orchid connects. So pretty lucky there, and a Shackle comes out and won't latch onto anything, but Wind Ranger needs to be very careful here, although they have the Centaur to back up the Wind Ranger now, so maybe Gundon can play a little bit more bold, but it's still very scary for her. BKB next on Case, and that makes a lot of sense. I feel like he was pretty effective in the last fight. Mars also has his BKB, which he didn't have in the previous fight, so that would be a big pickup for him. This Jug just doesn't do enough damage yet. He finally has a Manta style, but his damage output's still very lacking. And the hex on the Grimstroke as well. He didn't get the double hex that game, that fight. Even though he got the Soulbind, he just hexed the Mars instantly. So Centaur, I think maybe thinking about an Aghanim Scepter next. I think the damage reduction would be very helpful for his team to just make it through the Mars Arena. That's the main thing. I think the other thing is you can also go over the Mars Arena, because Stampede with Ags makes it so you can pass the terrain. It's unclear. I would assume that is the case, and if that is the case, they can always just use the Stampede to get out of the arena. It would be a very big pickup for him, and the cooldown is about the same, so shouldn't be too crazy. So Phoenix gonna go for a Lotus Orb next, trying to get a Dispel for the silence. I do like it. I feel like Aeon Disc might be a bit better, but Lotus Orb gives you a ton of armor, so I don't hate it too much. And Jug needs damage. I don't really know what he can go for at this point. Maybe just like go for a Basher. It seems like Wind Ranger is definitely doing the bulk of the damage this game. I wonder if Wind Ranger is also going to go for a Basher. Even though Basher on Ranged Heroes, it's not the best, but on Wind Ranger, she has so much attack speed that the 10% actually just feels like it happens all the time. Dexterous PC Crash. He's well on his way to an Ag, so gonna have that reduced cooldown of Finger of Death, although he's not level 18 yet, so it's only gonna go down to 60 seconds instead of 20, but he'll eventually get level 18. He's got 5 stacks already, so doing a ton of damage. Bane's got all the items he needs this game. I don't expect Bane to pick up any more items, although if he does, it's probably just going to be like a 4-staff or something. Some utility item. Queen of Pain actually bought an Ag Scepter instead of a BKB, which is very interesting. She hasn't died the last few fights. I don't think she's getting like pinned down and bursted down. She has 14 armor and 2k HP, so it's very non-trivial, and Bebe in a lot of trouble, but Dextro whiffs the initiation completely, doesn't go for a hex straight away, so Bebe's might be able to get out of here, but the Scream of Pain shows where Bebe is, and Queen of Pain blinks forward again. There's another TP in 5 seconds, but Jug gets taken out. I think he should have just spin TP from the get-go, but maybe he thought the Bane was close by, so I can understand his hesitation there.
So good.
Bane with the cast range talent plus Aether Lens, so this cast range and Fiend's Grip is insane. Mazarina comes down, Yuki's gonna get pinned. Looks like Matumba Man's completely AFK, so he's probably DC'd. He's gonna TP home now, and Phoenix gets Fiend's Grip, so 3 heroes on the side of FishingBoatV2 gonna go down. This is like disaster after disaster, and it seems like FishingBoatV2, Prime Courier, they can go for a high ground push. Nice Shackles onto the Lifestealer for the time being with a follow-up Hoof Stomp, and I mean, Lifestealer's taking a lot of damage here, so maybe needs to back off for a little bit. Gonna have to be forced to pop the Rage. But Phoenix brought back, pinned Centaur, but Phoenix, she still has the egg, she's gonna use it. Centaur's gonna die back here. And a blink forward from the Queen of Pain's gonna zone out sometimes when we touch. Gundon going for the focus fire duel onto Cakes, but Cakes is just gonna blink out of there, and they're gonna be able to get the racks here. But Jug is up in 2 seconds. But Grimstroke's not going to be up for a while, and there's no Stampede, so there's no way that Jug can get close enough for a fight. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet. Blink forward from the Quap again. Another pause mid-Dagon animation. Oh no. What's happening here? Well, Phoenix doesn't have her completed Lotus Orb yet, so it's very likely that Phoenix could maybe get blamed. But she should be able to get back to the fountain in time. But this Rax is for sure going down. Alright, well the unpause is happening.
Where were we?
So Sonic Wave comes out, but not going to be enough. The big God's Rebuke and the and the Spear of Mars finishes off. That's a dieback on the Phoenix as well. Omni Slash comes out onto the 2 heroes that are soulbound, and looks like Queen of Pain's gonna get taken out here, but Lieutenant Dan, focusing on the objectives, takes out the racks. Queen of Pain buys back a nice 2-man shackles from Gundon, gets the Lion and Kid Wonderful. The Spear Arena of Mars comes out, but Jug doesn't really care, and the Stroke of Fate will finish him off, so they do manage to repel the attack. They can stay in the game for a little bit longer, but they've lost a second lane of racks now, and this is very bad for the side of FishingBoatV2. But Queen of Pain, she bought back. If they kill her again, she's going to be down for a very long time, almost level 25, so we're going to have that 125-second respawn timer. Probably going to go for the spell block talent, I imagine. But could also go for the fear talent, just that extra bit of lockdown for his team. Gundon going to spot out Cakes here and get the shackle. Cakes is going to get taken out. That's a dieback. Oh no, and FishingBoatV2, they're gonna ping Roche. They can definitely go for this. Cakes is down for 120 seconds. Lion's down for 30 seconds. It's a long time. And it looks like Roche is the call, but they need to push the waves out. These lanes are all pushing in for the side of Prime Courier, so someone needs to come and defend this.
Invisibility.
Invis picked up by Gundon, but I don't think he can take out the Roche with just one focus fire. But if he catches the lifesteal, this could be a very big kill here. He has the MKB, he's going to go for the shackle shot and the focus fire, and maybe able to kill this lifestealer in time. And lifesteal is going to go down. Another solo kill by Gundon, huge pickups for him. Gets the tip as well. Abyssal Blade done on the lifestealer, wouldn't have saved him there at all. And now FishingBoatV2, they're going to go for the Roshan. They don't have their carry or their mid on the side of Prime Courier for 70 seconds. So this should be a very easy Rosh for them to pick up. Who's going to take this? They all still don't have actually. Oh, Jug and Wind Ranger both have buybacks, so it's not too crazy to decide who's going to take what. Looks like Wind Ranger's going to be the one to take it. A lot of pings coming out. If they can find another pick off, they could definitely go high ground. It's like Mars and Grimstroke have buyback, but none of the other heroes do. Looks like they caught out the Mars. Oh no, Jerky. They caught out the Bane, so Bane looks like he's gonna go down eventually. Gonna get focus fired down. Another power shot might finish him off, but with the Glimmer Cape, they have no detection, but the Stroke of Fate will finish him off. So that's 70 seconds on the sideline for Bane as well. He doesn't have buyback, so 3 heroes down for Prime Courier, but Lifesteal and Queen of Pain are back up soon, so this could get very dicey very quickly. Jug is doing okay in net worth, but Blink Board from Dextro with the Glimmer Cape should make sure he's okay. And Phoenix dives in forward aggressively, gonna drop the Supernova straight away and a 2-man Soulbind onto the Lion and the Mars, and the Focus Fire comes out onto the Mars. Mars in a lot of trouble. Wind Ranger, she needs to attack him from the back and will finish off the Mars. Mars has buyback though, we will be forced to do so. And big Omni Slash forward onto the enemy creep wave, but not going to be able to get too much. Mars uses the BKB, gets the stun onto the Jug, onto the low ground, but pushes him to the low ground, so it's going to be okay. And so now no one on the side of FishingBoatV2, sorry, no one on the side of Prime Courier has buyback anymore. This can get very dicey very quickly for either team now. Buyback advantage actually going the way of FishingBoatV2. They've turned this game around fantastically. They were 15k gold down like 5 minutes ago, and then completely turned this one around. There's now only 4k gold disadvantage. Jug gonna go for a Skadi next, and I like this a lot. He just needs to tank up, try and survive through the burst of the Queen of Pain, and then he'll be able to have some free reign in the fights. Not quite enough. He needs to save for buyback though. This is very risky playing without buyback right now. I know the Skadi is a big pickup. And he's also kept a Quelling Blade with the Battle Fury, which is really weird. I'm not really sure what happened there. But I mean, maybe they should see this. The Jug bought 2 items. Doesn't have buyback right now. It's very scary. Lifestealer gets the open wounds onto Matumba Man, but he can always stampede out of there, but he doesn't get the stampede off in time. The Lotus Orb will slow this down a little bit. Soulbind on the Queen of Pain, but it doesn't latch onto anyone, so she's able to blink out of there, but Queen of Pain gets taken out by the Focus Fire on the side, drops the gem as well, and Nice shackles onto Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan is gonna open wounds to Gundam here, but there's no detection for him. Dust finally pops on Jerky, so Gundam might be in a bit of trouble. Gets Abyssal Blade, but the Nightmare will buy him some time. Gets the pin onto the trees with Gundam, and Gundam in a bit of trouble, but there's no more follow-up damage. It seems like the dust has ran out, and Gundam gets another focus fire on Kid Wonderful. Needs to take out focus Kid Wonderful here. The focus fire gets interrupted by the disarm. Jerky takes out the Bane in the meantime. Looks like Kid Wonderful is going to go down as well. So 3 heroes down for Amazon Prime Courier, and they all don't have buyback. He gets a stun onto the lifesteal. This to be a huge pickup. They're able to finish him off. Gundam's getting really low, but has the Aegis, so she should be able to come back for another round. Dexter is going to TP Blink in with Impale and Hex onto Yuki. So going to take out Yuki in the meantime, but Glimmer Cape will buy a bit of time for the line, but Lion's also going to go down here. So all 5 heroes down on the side of Amazon Prime Courier. How are they going to do this though? The mid is pushing in very far. There's still the tier 1 and the tier 2 at bot, so maybe Gundam's just going to quickly push these in with focus fires, but there's a long time on where everyone on the side of Prime Courier is on the deck, and they've managed to take the gold advantage, being 2 racks down as well. The focus fire on the tower. The creep wave is here now, so this tower's going to go down very quickly. The gem still on the deck for the side of Prime Courier, and these couriers are going to meet, so maybe gonna realize there's a gem there, but looks like Prime Courier gonna be able to retrieve the gem. 4 seconds until the Queen of Pain is up, but Queen of Pain can't defend this alone, so I think this is gonna be a pretty free racks for them. Gundam saving the focus fire. The Sonic Wave comes out, and a big Dagon as well, but Wind Ranger pops the cheese, and Queen of Pain took the Fear Talent. Focus fire on the Queen of Pain, but not going to be able to finish off. They get the tower, but can they get any more? Lifestealers up in 19 seconds. This is really scary. They have their whole team up, but the team is defending the base. Matsu doesn't have BTs, and sometimes when we touch doesn't have BTs either. Looks like the Wind Ranger's in. Gets Fiend's gripped by the Bane, and Bane is invisible, so the Wind Ranger's going to go down here. Omnislash comes out onto the Queen of Pain, but she's just going to blink out. So the lifesteal is up. It's time to run into your face. Look, the Abyssal Blade cancels the TP from Baby. Baby does have buyback this time though, so he should be able to buy back if he goes down. He's going to die a very slow and painful death. The Wind Ranger buys back straight away to push the waves out, and the bounty runes are up for the 40-minute mark still. Big turn of events, but it looks like FishingBoatV2, they overstayed their welcome. The Jug and the Wind Ranger both go down, and it looks like the Jug will probably be forced to buy back as well. And so buybacks, they're coming off cooldown soon. Queen of Pain almost has her buyback, and the other heroes, Lifestealer just got his buyback thanks to the bounty runes from the Mars picking it up. So net worth, that's the one I wanted. So this game is all sorts of insane right now. Cake's not picking up the spell block talent. I think this is a bit of a mistake for him. He's really gone all in on the glass cannon. No BKB yet either, but managing to have a pretty big impact so far. These last few deaths have been very costly for his team. Alright, well, we'll see how FishingBoatV2 want to mount to the defense. I think Jug might have to buy back here. I don't know if they can take this fight without him. And I don't think they can hold on to this Rax for 30 more seconds. Lieutenant Dan just chipping away at the tower. The fortification comes out. So Lieutenant Dan gonna back off now. They need to clear this creep wave instantly, otherwise the Tumberman is going to show himself. They used the double edge on the creeps, silence as well on the Centaur War Runner. So they've taken out the creep wave. The next creep wave isn't going to be there for a while, and Jug is almost back up. So Lieutenant Dan uses the rage to get a bit more damage on the tower, but he's going to have to back out as well. And Jug is up, so they've successfully defended without forcing the Jug to buy back. And we'll see if they're able to turn this around. Phoenix with the level 20 now. Picked up the Supernova stun duration, but Lifestealer, he's just going to do this over and over again. He's just going to run at the racks, but Jug gets pinned to the Mars Arena. The big Sonic Wave comes out onto 2 heroes, and a nice soul bind from Yuki on the backlines gets messed up there. Lieutenant Dan actually gets taken out, and the Supernova on the backline is going to stop their retreat. This Supernova is going to go off for sure. That's a very long duration stun. Phoenix took the stun duration talent, and Queen of Pain also getting caught there. Queen of Pain, Lifestealer also getting taken out. So 4 heroes down on the side of Prime Courier. Another really successful team fight for FishingBoatV2, but Lifestealer and Queen of Pain both have buyback this time. So let's see what FishingBoatV2 can get out of it. The lanes are still very pushed in, and there's still the mid T3 tower up. That was really weird. So I think what happened was, so Soulbind, the way it works is the primary target, you can soulbind the primary target while the BKB'd, but the secondary, it won't latch onto secondary targets if the secondary target is the BKB. So he cast the soulbind on the Queen of Pain, and then the Mars BKB'd, so it took the leash off the Queen of Pain because he was no longer bound, and then the Queen of Pain was able to blink away. But looks like FishingBoatV2, they're going to be able to take the Roshan again. And this one is HSG's Refresher. So who are they going to give this to? A double Refresher Orb on Phoenix would be pretty huge. Centaur not really looking for an Ag still, but I think a double Stampede would be pretty nice. I could also see this on Grimstrike. You get a double Soulbind off with the double Hex is pretty devastating. But Gundam takes the Aegis. He doesn't have buyback, so it makes a lot of sense to give it to the Wind Ranger. Level 25 as well, so for the 30% cooldown reduction talent, not taking the focus fire damage, but she does plenty of damage already, so I definitely understand taking the cooldown reduction talent instead of the focus fire damage. So FishingBoatV2, they've held on to the game for quite a while, and Bebe's pretty farmed right now. He needs to save for buyback. I don't know what he's doing. He keeps buying items. I don't know. This is so scary. Why does he keep playing without buyback? But looks like he's going to pick up the butterfly now. But there's already MKB. But this is going to increase his damage output significantly. But now he doesn't have buyback. No cheese either, so this could get very scary for the Jug. But 3.4k HP and 48 armor, so it's going to be a little bit tough to take down, I suppose. This is still very scary for the Jug right now. The damage is there for the Lifestealer and the Quap. But they're going to take out the last T2 tower. They've done a very good job at keeping the lane shoved out. Grimstrike with the Stroke of Fate. He's also got the Ink Swell radius, so these are going to be pretty big Ink Swells on the Jug. Centaur. Unfortunately, that wasn't the Refresher Shard one, because I think, the Ag Synth Broche, because I think the Ags would be really nice on Centaur, but he might pick it up in the next one. They could also give the Ags to Wind Ranger and make sure she has like extra win runs. Or the Phoenix, but so Phoenix took the Refresher Shard. She has buyback as well. Gonna go for a Shiva's Guard next, I would imagine. This is what this plate mail is for. Wind Ranger gonna go for a Hex herself now, so trying to get some more lockdown for a team. It's gonna work really well with the Grimstrike ulti, so it's gonna be a good combo. And Grimstrike, he's picked up this 90 gold talent at level 10. He's been very rich this game. Phoenix also has a gold talent, so these gold talents, the supports are way further ahead and way more impactful on the side of FishingBoatV2. But I mean, this game is pretty much equalized, even though FishingBoatV2, they're down quite a bit in terms of objectives, but they've managed to stabilize the gold, and I think everyone's level 25 already. Phoenix not quite there, but the extra supernova hits is going to be very useful for her. Doesn't seem, I don't think Lion would be in 25 yet, right? Mars took the HP regen, which is interesting. I don't really know which one you should go for. Maybe his role as a damage dealer is kind of limited right now. Built a lot of tanky items, not a whole lot of damage items. Lifestealer, definitely went for the rage talent. There's no questions there. Lion level 22, so pretty far away, but we're probably going to see the AoE hex from him. And Bane is level 25 with the plus 40 XP talent, 7 seconds plus 7 second duration Fiend's Grip. So with the status resistance reduction, extra 60% on top of the 13 seconds. That's pretty insane. 20-second Fiend's Grip. So it's going to be a pretty free game for him if he is able to get it off. So no Dreams of an Aghanim Scepter on Bane, because he went for the Fiend's Grip talent instead of the Brain Sap talent, but I think that's pretty reasonable. Another gem purchased on Queen of Pain. Finally has the BKB, but it seems like all the buybacks have kind of renewed here. Everyone has buyback except the Mars now, who's still quite a while away. Decided to finish off his Shiva's guard. So you're not going to have buyback. But this Aegis is running out. It's only got 30 seconds left on it. So this could be very risky if FishingBoatV2 want to make a move. Because if the Aegis runs out at an inopportune time, this could be a very big problem for them. But it seems like they have all their lanes pushed out right now. Queen of Pain is going to be pushing in bot lane. Maybe trying to rat it, but I don't think Queen of Pain pushes that quickly. Focus fire onto the T3 tower. The fort comes out to buy some time. The Stampede to get away. So Queen of Pain gonna dive this T3 tower and uses the BKB, so should be able to blink out of there, no problems. But this catapult's gonna take out the T3 tower, so easy kills for them. Oh, but it misses multiple times, and Jug gets taken down. How did that happen? I can still hear the Fiend's Grip, so it's definitely a Fiend's Grip. But Jug getting caught out there, he's gonna be forced to buy back. This time, I don't think they can hold for 80 seconds without committing the buyback. It seems very difficult. But hey, they did it last time. They have to clear out the creep waves. Lieutenant Dan just making a beeline for the bot tower, but he gets hexed by the Grimstroke and silenced, but he manages to get the rage off before he gets silenced. So this tower is going to go down very fast. There's 60 seconds on the sidelines without the Juggernaut right now. And this is getting really scary. Nice two-man shackles from the Wind Ranger. Kills the Bane instantly. Bane has buyback, but probably doesn't want to use it yet. Nice blink stop onto the Lion as well. So Lion also going to get taken out here, but the disarm would buy some time. But Lion ends up going down as well. Jug actually buys back. I don't think he needed to at all. Rage TP from Lieutenant Dan will come out. So the two supports on the side of Prime Courier getting blown up here. And looks like FishingBoatV2 are going to be able to get out onto the map again. Pain should probably think of going for a Hex next, to be honest. His net worths are pretty insane right now, but Lifestealer still doesn't have an MKB, so yeah, this evasion is still going to be a big issue for the Lifestealer. And Cakes gets taken out solo by Gundon. Another solo kill for him. Has to go home and heal, but can buy BTs to travel back to the front lines. Looks like that's going to be the case. And the gem just on the deck, but should be okay. Seems like Queen of Pain's going to be forced to buy back here, but this is, again, a very scary fight. If the Jug goes down again, it's going to be down for a long time. Nice blink hex from the Grimstroke onto the Mars, but Mars gets the BKB off. They aren't going to be able to take him out in time, and he gets bound to the Lifestealer during the BKB, so wasted BKB for Mars. Dextro, he Glimmer Capes forward for the mana drain, but not going to be able to get too much out of it. So I think if you're Prime FishingBoatV2, you need to try and force this buyback out from the Queen of Pain. Still 45 seconds on the sidelines, and then try and back out and get the Roche. Seems like the most likely play here. Focus fire on the mid-rack, so this mid-rack's gonna get equalized at last, but Gundon's back, checking out a little bit. This is very scary. Blink forward from the Mars. Queen of Pain buys back. So does the Lion. And Gundon, he's going to be able to get out of here, but his BKB ran out. Big Sonic Wave from Cakes on the back lines, but gets hexed by the Grimstroke. And the Shackles won't connect, but the wife is not available for the Grimstroke right now. BKB on the Queen of Pain. And Mars Spear won't spear the Centaur onto the tree. So only the Fiend's going down. If they can get out of here safely, this will be a pretty big play for them. They forced the Queen of Pain to buy back, so they've got mostly what they came for. They also got the mid racks, so finally that's one lane they don't have to deal with as much anymore. Obviously they still missing the range racks, but they managed to do this all while keeping their throne intact. Their throne didn't take any damage during that, so a great push from FishingBoatV2. And Phoenix with the level 25 3-hit supernova count, and I mean wait till he picks up Ags, it's going to be very difficult to take down. But unfortunately wasn't able to get the egg off at all during that fight. Looks like Amazon Prime Courier, they've managed to get their way into the Roche Pit. This is Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, and Aghanim Scepter. So who's it gonna go to? I feel like maybe you give the Ags to the Mars and the Refresher to the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain takes the Aegis. So Mars is going to pick up the Ags and use it. So you're going to have that reduced cooldown God's Rebuke during the ultimate. And he's also got the talent, so he's going to be more than willing to stay in the arena with the extra HP regen. A huge creep wave at bottom. Going to push them in, but there's a lot of juicy money for Cakes here. And who took the Refresher shard? So Cheese on the Lifestealer. Refresher on Bane, so the double Fiend's Grip, I like this a lot. I wouldn't mind seeing the double Finger of Death as well, but I mean these Finger of Deaths, they hurt. It's 1,250 damage plus Cakes in a lot of trouble again, might get shackled here into an instant death. Gonna lose the Aegis very quickly, and Gun is just gonna TP out. Oh my god, another great play from Gundon. I bet Queen of Pain is very much regretting not going for the spell block talent. There's so many opportunities where she could have just gotten it out there. But Gundon, he's definitely the MVP this game for the side of FishingBoatV2. He's just he's got so many high key pickoffs. So Ags done on the Centaur War Runner. They weren't able to get the Ags synth from the 4th Roshan, so he's going to be forced to buy it, but now it's going to be much harder to take out the side of FishingBoatV2. Also, Lincoln's done on the Grimstroke as well, so it's going to be very difficult to just blink in and hex him or blink him and orchid him. These big items on the supports. Phoenix with a ton of gold as well. Can go for an Ags next if she wants. I think that's probably the next play. Gonna try and get the bigger supernovas because it's plus 2 extra hits, so it's going up from 14 to 16. Just makes it even harder to get this to kill the supernova in time. The Lifestealer has to commit basically his full rage to attack it. Although Queen of Pain attacks pretty fast at this point as well. Lifestealer hopping into the Mars here. Gundon, he's looking for a pick-off. He's going to show himself. This is really scary for him. He does have buyback though. It seems like everyone has buyback except the Queen of Pain and the Lion. The Jug still doesn't have buyback for 2 seconds. Centaur gets speed into the trees. He gets silenced as well, so won't be able to get his ulti off. The Supernova comes out, but there's no Axe to save the Centaur yet. And the Axe Supernova is gonna go off. Sometimes when we touch, needs to turn on the next Supernova with the Aghanim Scepter. But Lifestealer is gonna get blown up here, and suddenly it's 4 heroes down on the side of Prime Courier, and Mars is going to be the last one standing. He's going to get taken out as well. A full team wipe just for the Centaur War Runner. So Mars is going to be forced to buy back. Lifesteal and Bane also going to be forced to buy back. But it's going to be 3v5, and I don't think they can do it alone. Well, not alone, but just the 3 of them. I don't think they can defend without the full team. They got completely wiped there. What happened? Jug did a ton of damage with his Omni Slash, and the Phoenix Egg bought so much time. It distracted the Centaur and the Lifestealer, and Jug just took out the back line.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
So FishingBoatV2, are they going to go for the GG here?
Radiant structures are
they should maybe think about it, but it looks like they're going to go for Megas instead. It's definitely the safer play because they know Lifesteal and Bane definitely still have buybacks. If they're keeping track, they should know that Lion and Queen of Pain don't. So they're going to pressure the T4s a little bit, but it's time to go for Megas, and I don't think they can hold against Megas on the side of Prime Courier. They don't really have the heroes to deal with Mega creeps. And it looks like Megas are secured, so a huge turnaround for FishingBoatV2. They were down 2 racks at 35 minutes, and have somehow managed to come back and get Mega creeps. Queen of Pain still down for 35 seconds, but if you're FishingBoatV2, it's time to take a breather and maybe wait for Roche. We'll see. They're going to pressure these T4s a little bit, with the focus fire, but Kid Wonderful with the Shivas and the BKB gonna completely whiff with the Spear of Mars. The Stampede comes out to help reduce the damage Soulbind onto the Lifestealer and the Mars, so gonna get a double hex off. Gundam might go down, he gets taken out, but they take out the T4 tower in the meantime. Gundam has buyback, Jug in the meantime also in a lot of trouble. Looks like Jug is also gonna get taken out here, and Jug doesn't have buyback for a little bit. It's 6 seconds though. She should have buyback by the time that Prime Courier decide to threaten the base, and this is really the opportunity to go. Usually when you're up against Mega Creeps, it's either you take a team fight and win pretty successfully right as they take the Mega Creeps and aren't able to back out in time, or you have to like kind of wait it out for a really long time. Lion took the 1000 Earth Spike range. Well, no, actually, took the AoE Hex. That was really weird. But anyway, this is probably the best opportunity for Prime Courier to go, but the Windrunner and Jug both have buyback, and so does the rest of the team, so this could be really scary. It's very do or die for the side of Prime Courier. Jug and Windranger buyback immediately. The double hex with the double soulbind as well, but Phoenix completely whiffs her ultimate. It's way too far back. A spear onto the Grimstroke. Grimstroke's gonna get taken out first. Grimstroke has buyback though, and the Centaur's gonna get taken out as well. That Centaur without buyback, the Refresher Shard is popped on the Phoenix, and Supernova, it's gonna go off, but it's not gonna hit anyone, so it's a bit of a wasted Supernova. Fiend's Grip onto the Windranger, but it gets dispelled by the Echo Shell, and Jug in the backline all alone now, but Windranger doing a ton of damage. Cakes jumped in pretty aggressively. He still has the cheese, so won't get bursted down yet. Sometimes when we touch doing an aggressive dive forward. Nice shackles onto Lieutenant Dan here. Jug uses the Omni Slash but isn't able to get any kills out of it, and a nice AoE hex from the line. Can he get a 2-man Earth Spike? But he's not able to. He uses the Ghost Scepter before getting taken out by the Windranger. Nice Abyssal Blade on the Phoenix. The Phoenix is going to go down as well. Phoenix buys back. There's 4 on 4 now, and everyone on the side of Prime Courier still have buyback, so the Mega Creeps are pushing into the base, so they need to make a move now. Another Soulbind comes out. Dextro gets taken out here, but a Rage from the Lifestealer gets bound to the Bane here. Queen of Pain blinks in aggressively, but the Shackle Shot whiffs. Lifestealer in a bit of trouble, gonna get taken out here maybe by the Juggernaut. He needs some help, because otherwise the Jug is just gonna run into him. But Cake's in a lot of trouble. He almost gets taken out there, and someone needs to go home and defend. The tier 4 towers are going down, and Lifestealer is gonna be the one to go home and defend. So it looks like at the end of the day it's gonna be mostly a trade, but the Lifestealer doesn't have buyback anymore. Queen of Pain still has buyback, so does the Bane, but no one else in the game has buyback right now. But they need to hold Mega Creeps, and that was their best opportunity to take the game, because now they have to push out the creep waves really far before these Mega Creeps are up, and it looks like FishingBoatV2, they're just going to wait for the next Roshan. I was really worried for a moment. The first Supernova completely whiffed. It was so far back, and it didn't hit anyone. Grimstroke with the excellent initiation, the 2-man Soulbind into the double hex. Just started that fight out so well.
Every coin helps.
But all things considering, I mean, Lieutenant Dan, he didn't die at all there. He took out so many heroes with him. But this is where the real challenge for Prime Courier begins. Not really sure how they're going to be able to get out on the map. They can't take an extended fight because they don't have T4s anymore. So if they take too long for a fight, the Mega Creeps are just going to take the base. Nice Tinker Ward from Yuki here. We'll try and catch out any heroes who are hiding in the trees, trying to cut the waves. So it looks like we're going to wait for the next Roshan. It's going to slow down a little bit, a minute and a half. But I don't really see a way for Prime Courier to be able to contest this Roshan. The scan comes out, but they have no idea if it's up or not. So if they go too early, they're going to leave their base exposed. They need to push out at exactly the right time. The Courier, for the side of FishingBoatV2, is just going to wait in the Roche pit to try and scout out when Roche respawns. The Queen of Pain's looking for it. Does she see the Courier? He blinks in. The Courier's going to die in one hit. Cakes. He gets shackled, but not going to be able to link onto anything. And Windranger, she gets Fiend Script and take it out. That's the dieback on the Windranger. The Supernova comes up, but the Supernova is going to go off for sure. There's going to be a 4.2 second stun on 4 heroes here, and The supernova is a big supernova, but baby, he's the only one left who deals any damage, and they've decided to back out. Kid Wonderful almost goes down to the stun ray. Looks like he's going to get taken up by the stun ray here, but sometimes when he touches, he's going to give up his life, and the Grimstroke goes down as well, so it's just Jug against the world. 4 heroes down on the side of FishingBoatV2. And it looks like Queen of Pain's going to be the one to hold the base here, and the rest of Prime Courier, they're just going to march down mid. I think this game is over. Cakes, he needs to make sure he holds the base here. Maybe Jug can he can go for a backdoor play. Is he gonna TP into the enemy base and take it? I think that's their only chance right now. But he needs a way to kill the Queen of Pain. Maybe he can sell his items and buy an Abyssal Blade, and then kill the Queen of Pain that way. I think that might be his best bet. So he's gonna TP into the creep wave here. He does no lockdown for the Queen of Pain. Maybe he's just going to go straight forward, but I don't know if he does enough damage. And the side of Prime Courier, they're already here. We're going to have a base trade go on, but I think Prime Courier are definitely going to win this. It's just Bebe against these 4 heroes from the side of Prime Courier. 3 heroes. The fort comes out for the side of FishingBoatV2, and it doesn't seem like Prime Courier have a fort. It's going to be really close, and Queen of Pain manages the Sonic Wave the Jug away, and Prime Courier will take the game. Prime Courier, it's gonna be the champions of the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament. What a finale there, coming out from Prime Courier. A very back and forth game. I thought Prime Courier had it in the bag for ages, but Skundin managed to get multiple solo pickoffs twice on the Queen of Pain, and then once on the Lifestealer, and then one more time on the Queen of Pain to negate the Aegis, and they almost had it as well. Maybe Jug should have tried to kill the Queen of Pain first instead of going for the throne, but it was so close. An excellent finish for a pretty good season overall. But Amazon showing why they're in the grand finals. These teams are pretty closely matched, but Prime Courier will be able to take the grand finals here and the first place victory. So a sizable donation to a charity of their choosing. I can't remember what the exact amount is or the charities they're actually donating to, but the money is theirs, the glory is theirs. Well, actually the money is not theirs, but the glory is theirs, so that's all that matters at the end of the day.